work, I was always very, very shy, really struggled to get my voice heard because I was so worried about getting it all wrong, basically. Again, imposter syndrome, I think. And I wasn't suited to the big editorial meetings where everyone goes around and comes out with their stories and stuff. And I think I was also naturally very much more really cared about the words rather than the stories. So I kind of funneled myself often to sub-editor land, which is someone who basically, in my experience, I was a magazine sub-editor, so I'd kind of create the magazine from cradle to grave, I suppose, and make sure everyone's words were amazing. So people would go out to get the stories, and then I would make them into really great writing. And I was quite happy being quiet, and and I was very sensitive. I kind of took on board everyone else's feelings. I knew when when the editor was about to explode. I felt it all so much, and I thought, God, why are you like this? Why are you so easily bruised, like a little peach? Why can't you be more like a kind of big, robust pineapple? I don't know, with spikes coming out, something. I don't know. And I was very ashamed of myself for being so kind of, I don't know, shy and retiring, and having these kind of feelings of I don't know. My boss was she was quite spiky, and she could be really horrible to people. And I didn't like it. I just didn't, if a writer couldn't get their work in on time because of whatever it was, be human about it. And there was a lot of shouting in the office if writers didn't, hit their deadlines. And it was because then it affected us subs because we had the magazine to get out and blah, blah, blah. And I hated that atmosphere. I thought there must be a nicer way of doing this, but I was too scared to actually be nice. So I think I remember trying to be more like her, and then it just feeling awful because I'm not that kind of person to be a ball breaker. I just can't do it. Anyway, so kind of by and by, I ended up not going back to that job because I was on maternity leave and I was desperate not to go back into that kind of corporate atmosphere. But again, I thought it was my fault and not. I didn't think, well, there could be other opportunities there. So I kind of went freelance, and then I had a really big personal life-changing situation where I split up with my husband, and that was all very kind of dramatic. And I ended up getting some careers coaching from a really wonderful careers coach who Freddie knows, Sarah Clark. And we did this exercise of just finding out what your kind of superpowers are. And it came out that one of my superpowers was my empathy and my sensitivity, and the fact that I could cry easily because I understood what other people are going through. And I think that I've understood now is why I'm a good storyteller. I get what what other people are going through, or what might have motivated them to do a certain thing. And I think that really, really helps with the work that we do. Because we do work with a lot of individuals and female founders, so it helps in that respect. But it also helps with bigger brands where you have to understand their customer, and so if you can put yourself in other people's shoes, then that that helps a lot with your writing. It means you can be more tuned into humans.